Welcome back to my channel as we continue Season 1 of the Blue Jays franchise. And we didn't have the best start, but a 7-3 record over our last 10 evens us out to be so-so. We are 2 games over 500 now, and we are 3rd in the division, just behind the Red Sox and the Orioles. We've already played both of those teams and lost both series, but today we are taking on a new divisional opponent, and that is the last place New York Yankees. We have seen Ernie Clement, our third baseman, get off to a hot start this year, and he has earned the leadoff spot in our lineup ahead of Bo Bichette, hitting .379 with 4 home runs already. He gave me no choice but to take him out of that 7-8 spot he was initially in, and we'll see how long he can keep this up. I'm loving those 3 hot streaks in the middle of our lineup for Santander, Springer, and Alejandro Kirk. And I'm also loving the play of our starting pitcher today, Kevin Gausman, 3-0 so far. I mean, he narrowly avoided a loss in his first start. He got the no decision. But since then, he has been lights out, 2.37 ERA. It'll be a battle of the aces today with Max Fried on the bump for the Yankees. Not so great of a start to his year, though. And the game wants me to start Nathan Lukes, who is a bench outfielder for us. Hasn't really seen much playing time so far this year. I could consider giving Dalton Varsho a day off, who is cold right now. But Varsho is literally twice as good at defense as Lukes is, so I think I'm going to stick with it. I'll just let Varsho hit out of his slump, as Leo Jimenez, still DHing for us after being called up. He is hitless so far. Welcome to Yankee Stadium for the first time in this series. It's very orange out here. I guess the sun is setting. Here's another look at Ernie Clement over his last 22 games, a 1,000 plus OPS. And we'll see if he can continue that against Max Fried, the big acquisition in the offseason for the Yanks, filling in for the injured Garrett Cole. But Fried has been bad to start the year. No other way to say it. What a beautiful baseball sky here in New Yankee Stadium as Ernie Clement fights off an inside pitch. Couldn't hold back there. It's strike 2. 5th pitch is popped up by Clement to the first base side. Paul Goldschmidt had a little bit of a scare, but he is able to corral it. Here is Bo Bichette, of course, in the contract season. And he's certainly playing like it. Sent deep into the sky and gone to left field, giving the Blue Jays an early lead. And Max Fried's struggles continue as Bichette hits his 8th home run already. I've really enjoyed hitting with Bichette so far in this series. So much pop. Of course, in real life, he went like an entire half a season without hitting a homer, and he is still really lacking the power even this year. But so far this season, he is really channeling that 2021 to 2023 Bo Bichette that was an all-star caliber player. Anthony Santander digs in. First pitch from Fried is crushed! He will watch it fly! Dead center field, 470 feet! A mammoth blast from Santander. Back-to-back home runs. Man, what is up with Max Fried right now? 93, right down the middle. Santander takes advantage. That ball literally had no bend to it midair at all, and it ends up on the party deck. An explosive start for our offense in the first inning, as George Springer will keep the rally going, taking a walk. The catcher, Alejandro Kirk, dropped strike 3 to end the top of the first. As we turn things over to Kevin Gausman. Not a great strikeout rate so far, sub 20%, but he hasn't needed it. He has been dominant. Jazz Chisholm leads off for the Yankees. And I believe a win today would put us ahead of the Red Sox. A shattered bat and a great defensive play from Gausman to get the speedy Chisholm out at first. DJ LeMahieu sends it to nearly the exact same spot as Santander. Not quite the same distance, though. But a solo shot gets the Yankees on the board. That was not where Gausman wanted the sinker to end up. And it's already the third home run of this game before Aaron Judge even takes his first at-bat. And he sends this into left for a single. Judging from the names on the pitching card, you would expect a pitcher's duel. So far, it has been the complete opposite. That is a nasty slider, though, from Gausman to get Paul Goldschmidt. Austin Wells takes a sinker in the zone for ball 3. Full count pitch. Fought off. We'll do it again. Runner on first with 2 outs. Oh, no! Austin Wells sends it over the short porch. Yankees take the lead. All right, I guess this is just how it's going to be. Both pitchers are having far from their ideal starts. That was 91 miles per hour, less than 91 off the bat. Cody Bellinger hits away from the shift. Santander is going to have to chase this down. Cody Bellinger in for a stand-up double. Can we get out of the first inning? That's just foul. Grounded sharply to Andres Jimenez. And we get out of the inning. 4 home runs, 2 by each team in the first inning. This would be a great time for Leo Jimenez to get his first hit of the year, but it's not going to come there. Nasty sweeper. Dalton Varsho continues his early season slump. Nothing doing in the second. That ball sneaks past Ernie Clement, and Jason Dominguez is on board. Anthony Volpe hits 9th for this squad. Kevin Gausman probably could have gotten the double play. That was just a defensive mistake by me. But at least we get 1 out. He strikes out Jazz Chisholm, looking to get back on track here. LeMahieu reaches for that one. It swerves foul. Got to pitch him more carefully this time, and that is a great breaking ball to strike him out. Back to Ernie Clement in the top of this lineup. And Fried is still not himself, walking Clement. Clement takes off. I love to do that with him. And he's into second. Bichette is down to an 0-2 count, though, and he strikes out on 3 pitches. A great curveball. This one, not so good. Vladdy takes advantage and puts it in the right center gap. Ernie Clement will score easily, and Vladdy is into second. Tie game. A lot of action so far. Santander. No way! Tony Taters has done it again! All the way in the back of the bleachers, and he has topped his first home run. 479. I don't know if I've ever done this before, hitting 2 home runs with the same player on the first pitch of 2 at-bats. Man, I knew people were sleeping on this free agent signing. Anthony Santander is electric. George Springer has had an excellent start to the year. And he gets a hold of another one. Does it have the carry? It's gone! It's a home run derby at Yankee Stadium tonight. And George Springer has put us up 6-3. This game is ridiculous. And that one's gonna drop in center. A single for Kirk. Can this be the time Jimenez finally gets going on offense? Base hit center field. The rally continues. How long can we keep this going as Max Fried is already done for the day? We have chased him out of this ball game by taking advantage of every mistake he has made. JT Brubaker will try to clean this up, and he is not off to a good start, walking Leo Jimenez to load the bases. This could get ugly here with one out, but he makes a great play to stop the grounder and gets a double play at home and first. So we miss a big opportunity there, but I will still take 6 runs in 3 innings any day. Judge grounds it to short, and he is retired. Gausman is still only allowed 3 runs. Hopefully he can still stay in this ball game for a while. But he continues to give up hits, this time to Paul Goldschmidt. Wells homered earlier. Now he pushes that one to the opposite field, and it's fair. He's headed for second as Goldschmidt will hold up at third. So an early jam for Gausman. A ground ball. Jimenez will get 1 out, and a run will score. 6-4. Ezekiel Duran is up. Grounded to short, and that ends the inning. Not the end of the world. Takes a little bit of pressure off of your defense to make the tough play every time when your offense is doing this. Bo Bichette with a base hit. And I really want to work on driving Bichette home with Vladimir. That was just foul. For some reason, I've been able to hit a lot better with Bichette than I have with Guerrero. But he swings right through that slider. That was timed up all right. But here is Santander. Can he make it 3 home runs? Oh, you're kidding me! Santander from the other side of the plate sends it out! 3 home runs, and he's only seen 3 pitches! How is that even possible? If you're a big Yankees fan, you know Reggie Jackson did that in Game 6 of the World Series. That was probably his most iconic game. And Santander has just channeled his inner Mr. October in the same stadium. And it's only May. The only difference, though, is this crowd is silent. What an accomplishment. That is just, I think, a testament to how much better I've gotten at the game over the years. But what an out-of-this-world performance from Santander. Alejandro grounds out, but not before Santander broke this game wide open. 7-3 over our last 10, and if we can keep hitting home runs like this, we're going to see a lot more wins this year. Bottom of the 4th, Volpe takes Gausman to left field. Back down to a 3-run ball game, and it's just not Gausman's day. Thankfully, though, he's got a little bit of run support. Upstairs to Chisholm, and it's a walk. LeMahieu up as Chisholm goes for second. He's out. Captain Kirk guns him down with a great throw. A 1.74 pop time. That's pretty good, right? That takes a lot of pressure off of Gausman as well. 2 outs, nobody on for LeMahieu, and a strikeout on the slider. That'll probably be the end of Gausman's day. We'll see, though. I tend to leave in my starters for way too long. That can cost me some games. Is that out? No, it's not. Jimenez with a very well-hit ball to center. Cody Bellinger is under it. I need Varsho to start doing something on offense. That is something. That pitch was way inside, and Varsho avoids being jammed. Great piece of hitting. As Varsho takes off, and he's into second. Now in scoring position for Clement. Hitless today, and that is a lazy fly out. So Gausman is going to remain in this game for now, and Jimenez can't stop the Aaron Judge grounder. 100 off the bat. Here's Goldie, and this time Jimenez gets to it. Out at second, but not at first. So close to doubling him up. That is still a platinum glove play by Jimenez. I don't know. If I could challenge that, I think I would. That's spiked in the dirt, and reckless base running is going to cost the Yankees an out. Kirk with an excellent block and throw, as Austin Wells is going to go yard again. This game is far from over. 8-6 in the 5th inning. Gausman really should have been out of this ball game a long time ago. But he's finally going to exit as Ryan Burr is going to make his first appearance of 2025. Spent some time on the injured list to begin the year. And he strikes Bellinger out on 3 pitches to begin his season. Excellent slider there from JT Brubaker to retire Bichette. And Guerrero not able to hit that sinker very far. Maybe the offense is starting to cool down a little bit. Santander finally is going to see more than 1 pitch in an at-bat. And he still hits into the shift. Never mind. I really thought that was going to go through the middle. Let's see if we can make this quick. Ryan Burr remains in the game, facing Jason Dominguez. Did he go? No, he didn't. Not even close. The 1-2. We're going fastball up and in. Swing and a drive from Dominguez. And it is off the edge of the 3rd deck. 8-7 now. As the slugfest continues. I don't know if any pitcher is going to be able to prevent home runs tonight. I think it's just something in the air. Great backdoor slider, though, from Burr to get out of the inning. As we will now face Fernando Cruz. Solid start to his year, a 37% strikeout rate. Not bad at all. George Springer will send it over Goldschmidt's head for a base hit, and he's digging for more. He's in there. Safe. Man, I am loving hitting with George Springer so far, but Kirk strikes out. Sorry for the frame drop, by the way. I forgot to record this part with OBS, as that hits Jimenez in the shoulder. Can't imagine he's too happy about that. Can Jimenez finally do something as we go for the double steal? It does not work. Sometimes I get a little too aggressive on the base paths. Jimenez still at bat, though, with a runner on second. And he strikes out. Couldn't catch up to that fastball in. Here is Dickie Lovelady, who recently officially requested that he be referred to by his nickname Dickie. And Dickie is going to win that race to first to retire DJ LeMahieu. Aaron Judge grounds softly to Jimenez in an easy out. Thankfully, Judge hasn't done that much today. Goldie will watch the changeup for strike 3. But yeah, we'll be back up to 60 frames per second very soon. I just had to grab this from a recording on my actual PlayStation since I forgot to with OBS. Dalton Varsho in a 1-run game Did he go? No, he didn't. And he takes a walk on the full count. All right, much better now. Clement will take another walk. Not a great outing for Luke Weaver. Now Bichette with a line drive past third base. And Varsho is headed home. Everybody is safe. Bo Bichette gets us out of a tense situation with an RBI double. Still no outs in the inning. As Weaver can't find the strike zone, maybe the ump is starting to pity him a little bit. That is a generous call. Doesn't get it there. And we are filled up with Santander on deck. Guerrero is gone on strikes. Santander, they want nothing to do with him. That loads the bases. And that's saying something when you intentionally walk someone and instead choose to face a guy who's 3 for 3 with a homer. George Springer has been nearly as good. 2-0, sent deep to left center. It is gone! George Springer's second dinger of the day is an 8th inning grand slam. What a game this has been for Springer and Santander. And this whole Blue Jays lineup, that is. Maybe it's the powder blue uniforms. I love these. We are lighting up the New York sky. That was a nightmare appearance from Luke Weaver, though. My goodness. 2 walks, a double, an intentional walk, and then a grand slam allowed. I guess he did have the 1 strikeout. That is sent high and deep. It will stay in the park for Santander. It's going to take a lot to come back from this 6-run deficit. We are going to rely on Nick Sandlin here to close the door. Strikes out Duran, who is really cold to start the season. Walking Jason Dominguez. Now it's Volpe. That is a dotted fastball. 2-2. Sinker falls out of the zone for strike 3. And I think now is a good time to finally get Nathan Lukes some reps. Here he is coming off the bench for Dalton Varsho. Let's see if he can do something in the top of the 9th. That could sneak through. It does not. So much offense today, and we haven't even gotten a hit from Ernie Clement. And that is going to hold true as he sees his average drop pretty significantly today. Sandlin with a nasty strikeout of Chisholm. LeMahieu grounds to Guerrero. Sandlin will close this one out. And Aaron Judge is under this ball. Santander makes the catch. How fitting for him to record the final out. And the Blue Jays win 13-7 at Yankee Stadium. Let me know in the comments, guys. I want to know 2 things. 1, have you ever done that before with a player? Have you ever hit 3 homers on 3 pitches in 1 game? And 2, what's more impressive? What Santander just did? Or the Yankees in real life hitting 3 homers on 3 pitches to start a game earlier this year against the Brewers? But anyway, this is wild. We have 2 players with 5 RBI each in Santander and Springer. Also, there were 11 homers hit by both teams combined in this game. But I think my favorite part of all this might be that Kevin Gausman is still undefeated. After allowing 6 runs, he yet again gets away with a no decision. If I wasn't hitting so many home runs, I would have been so mad having to pitch to Austin Wells, 4 for 4 with 2 homers today. And the ERA keeps going up for Max Fried, 1-3 on the year, 7.36 ERA now. And this is hilarious to me. Look at the pitch chart. Every pitch that Santander saw today. 5 total pitches in 5 plate appearances. 3 first pitch home runs, a 2-pitch at bat that resulted in a ground out, and then an intentional walk. That is Barry Bonzian. That's got to be a record for least amount of pitches seen in a 5 RBI game. I don't even think Bonds has done that. And look at where all 3 of the home run pitches were located. Middle. And look at the juxtaposition between Santander and Springer, who saw 20 pitches in his 4 at-bats. So after that win, we still have 2 more against the Yankees before we play the Red Sox again. And after we lost the second game of the series, Jeff Hoffman has a save situation in the rubber match. Facing Cody Bellinger with 1 out, bottom 9. Grounded to Clement. 5-4-3, and the Jays win. Beautiful way to end the game. And we have secured a series win over the Bronx Bombers. And sadly, it looks like Ernie Clement is continuing to cool off, as he only got 1 hit in this entire series, no RBI. Maybe I'm a little too reactionary with these lineup changes, but I'm moving him back down to number 6. Meanwhile, George Springer has moved up to the 2 spot. That was obviously a very long game at the beginning of this episode, but I'm hoping to get through at least another month here in this episode. Boston beats us, and then at the minor league level, we have some terrible news. Arjun Namala has broken his shin, and he's out for 1 to 2 months. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to wait to make up for some of those terrible player lock games I had last episode. And we lose again to the Red Sox. Nathan Lukes can't come through. And here's another 2-0 game, bottom 7, for Alejandro Kirk, who has a 10-game hitting streak on the line. Really nice to see him heating up at the plate, now batting over 300. Strike 2 in the dirt. And this is sent a long way. Caught on the warning track, or a little bit in front of it. Now we have to face Aroldis Chapman in the 9th. Kirk slices that one, foul. The slider comes in at 86. That was the pitch to hit. 1-2. Hit down the first base line, just fair. Now 11 straight games with a hit for Alejandro Kirk. We'll see if the team can drive him home in the 9th. Doesn't look like they did as we lose 3-0. We have some minor league updates from our farm director. April was not a great month for some of our minor league pitchers. Peyton Williams, a first baseman, drove in 14 runs in April, while Easton Lucas had 8 scoreless innings. Ricky Tiedemann, that's a starting pitcher who I would be very interested in calling up in the case of an injury. Good to see that he is playing well. A 1-0 win over the Guardians here on May 2nd. Santander with the lone RBI, and Max Scherzer goes 8 innings. Seems like our pitchers are simulating pretty well, but I haven't figured out how to pitch with them manually. Will Wagner sprains his ACL. That's a 1 to 2 week injury. And in that game, this is hilarious, Alejandro Kirk was actually the player who replaced him on the base paths. The fans must have been going crazy for him. I've made a change at designated hitter as Leo Jimenez has continued to disappoint. The rookie Alan Roden is back in the lineup, at least against righties. And if this is a serious playoff team, I'm really hoping to have a more seasoned and reliable DH later this season. We've made it to another scouting session, week 5 of 14, so the draft is rapidly approaching. Joe Horn, maybe not the high potential prospect that I hoped he was, but still a solid one nonetheless, at the very minimum a 69 overall at 20 years old. I have really emphasized the international starting pitchers in the draft, as I really like a lot of the prospects there, and we have quite a few 100% scouted now. Sean Beavers, the Canadian, comes in at number 8 on our board, 79 to 89 potential, 64 to 74 starting overall. I still really like him. But maybe a higher floor, slightly lower ceiling guy is Anderson Libby, who is a minimum 73 overall, 80 potential. That's really good. But unfortunately, he's unlikely to ever eclipse 85. Here's Rich Luke again from the land down under, not fully scouted, but I like that he is a left-handed pitcher. And again, he just has such a well-rounded skill set here. Not sure exactly what to make of John Hartley, as walks per 9 looks like a weakness, but control looks like a strength. But I do like his potential range and his pitch mix. We don't have any picks between 8 and 83, so it's quite unlikely that we will get a guy like Mario Encarnacion, who is mocked in the late 20s, but a very good prospect regardless. Here is Rolando Del Villar, an 18-year-old with a very good potential range, and I really like that walks per 9 and home runs per 9 are going to be a strength for him. He very much looks like a ground ball pitcher, and look at the amount that he shot up our board from 36 all the way to number 4. We'll have to see what he looks like when he's fully scouted. Buford Heel has got to be the most ridiculous name of this entire draft class, but nevertheless, I really like him as a prospect. 86 to 91 potential, and he looks to be solid everywhere except for hits per 9, which is a little bit concerning. Do you think there's ever been someone from the Netherlands named Buford Heel? It's probably just Gil. If I draft him, I'm going to call him Buford Gil because, I mean, clearly he's not Hispanic. Those are the main international pitching prospects I'm interested in. Here are some from the US that I haven't really got into scouting yet. Tom Benedict might be the hardest thrower in this class. He's got 2 fastballs that are 94 to 99, but it's the slider and the splitter that really stand out to me, 90 to 95. And he comes in right at number 8 in the MLB draft rankings, so there's a solid chance he'll be available for us at 8. And lastly for pitchers, here's Jerome Rivera, 20 years old, a lefty. He's control-oriented and he limits the home runs very well, and he has below-average break. And he doesn't have a 4-seamer or 2-seamer. The fastball he throws is a cutter. I have mainly been focusing on pitching so far in this scouting cycle, but I'm also very interested in adding some power into our minor league farm system, and Sito Saito would be able to do just that. He's guaranteed at least a B potential, and he is a pure power hitter. Not much contact, vision, or discipline, and the defense is, I would say, average. I think I'd still be interested though in picking him up at pick 83 if he's still there. Third base is a position I am looking at quite a bit, even though Ernie Clement is having a very good year for us. I'd like to find a long-term option at that position. Tommy Armstrong is the number 1 overall prospect in the MLB rankings, a 5'7" third baseman from Puerto Rico. But so far, we've only scouted him 15%. He's already falling down our boards quite a bit, down to number 14. He looks to be pretty well-rounded as a player. Maybe I still look at him if he drops to number 8, but I don't know. His potential is probably quite a bit lower than that maximum of 98 if he is falling down our boards already like this. And for the next round of scouting, there are just so many prospects I want to know more about, so I'm continuing to scout by region. Central starting pitchers and international third baseman. So hopefully that'll get us more information on Saito and Armstrong. And we're also discovering central infielders. Before we get back into simulating, I wanted to make another roster change. We're trying to find another reliable bat to have on our bench because we haven't had a whole lot of that so far. Also, Will Wagner is currently hurt, so we do need one more player to fill out the 26-man. And I think that should be Michael Stefanik, just a really solid hitting third baseman who can play every position except for catcher and center field. Honestly, I think this guy probably should have started the year up at the major league level, but I was just going by what the Blue Jays did in real life. Stefanik might be an answer right now to our DH question, and the 29-year-old veteran will be added to the 40-man and the MLB roster. And I also didn't want to leave Davis Schneider at AAA for too long. Maybe that would stunt his development or something. He's hit 2 homers, 172 in 20 games. That's not great. But I don't know, maybe I'm just being too impatient with him, and I just need to get him more at-bats at the MLB level. I also wanted to shout out Joey Loperfido, who is having himself a season at AA. Didn't get an update from him from the farm director, but this has got to be one of our best stat lines in the entire farm system, with a 291 average, 825 OPS, 4 home runs, and 19 RBI. He may end up earning himself a spot in Toronto soon as well. Alright, so I'm switching things up a little bit in the middle of this video. I am now doing live commentary, and this is a change that I've wanted to make to the series for a long time. I kind of just started with post commentary because I wanted to kind of acclimate myself to calling baseball and get used to the rhythm of doing an MLB The Show franchise here on the channel, but I feel comfortable doing this now, and it's a challenge that I'm excited to take on. Here we are. I've simulated one more game. We lost 2-7 to the Cleveland Guardians, and our little hot streak at the beginning of this video, or at the end of last video for that matter, is starting to run out a little bit. I'm hoping to get to around the end of May here, maybe past this athletic series. I'm going to be doing a lot of simulating and jumping in. And let's start here with this Angels series. Jimmy Garcia with an abdominal strain. We are able to beat the Angels 6-5. Let's see how it happened. We got homers from Ernie Clement and Dalton Varsho. Varsho's average is still under 190, but he does go 2 for 4 today with a homer. And Jose Barrios gets the win while allowing 5 runs in 5 innings. And we follow it up with another win. Alright, this is for the sweep. Bases loaded jam with 1 out in the 7th for Chad Green. He has walked 2. And we face Nolan Schanuel, 0 for 3 on the day. Chad Green is one of my favorite relievers so far to use. I like his pitching clutch, so that should benefit him in situations like this. 1 out, so would be interested in getting a double play here. I'm going to pitch him down. Ooh, got the chase. What's my put away pitch here? I think I want to go back to that same pitch. Out of the zone. And he swings. How did he get a piece of that? Come on. Don't miss this, Chad. Put it in the right place, but Nolan Schanuel just continues to protect himself. He's swinging at everything, and he strikes out. Jorge Soler. Forgot he was on the Angels. Maybe I just pitch him down and away. Nothing but sliders. Angels continue to swing away. There it is again. Ooh, no. 1 run scores. Santander with a laser beam. What a throw. But we still give up the lead or break the tie. We'll finish out this game. I'm in the mood to play some baseball today. Brock Burke. I can struggle with lefty pitchers at times, but I didn't struggle with Max Fried earlier in this episode. Alan Rodin's hitting 300. Ah, just barely went around. Here is Dalton Varsho. Really hoping to get that average up. That's down the middle. Left fielder is back, and he will watch it fly. Dalton Varsho on the first pitch ties this game back up. That was hard to tell if it was going to get all the way out, but it just kept on carrying and carrying. Opposite field power from Varsho. We already know he is an all-league defender. But when he's doing that, that makes him all the more valuable. Andres Jimenez is leading off. Seems that he is the normal leadoff hitter when the CPU sets the lineup in simulated games. I'm not sure if I'd put him there, as he's only hitting .222. And he pops up into foul territory. Oh, here's Michael Stefanik, my first action with him. He already has a hit. I'm hungry, man. This is not a good game to play hungry. Oh, where did that... Come on. Even he knew that was a ball. That's into the gap, but enough elevation for Joe Adell to get under it. I assume that's Joe Adell. Logan O'Hoppe. All right, yeah, it's time for Chad Green to be done for the day. I forgot to warm someone up. I should set it to automatic bullpen warm-ups because sometimes this just has too much of an impact on the game. Maybe I go with Garcia? No, but he has an abdominal strain, so he is off the table. Yariel Rodriguez has 22 clutch. I don't think I'm putting him in, although his stats aren't so bad. I really should have called up a pitcher to replace Jimmy Garcia. I think I gotta go with Yariel. No need to be careful here. There's nobody on base. Popped up into left for Santander. That was right down the middle, and Taylor Ward sends it all the way to the wall. Santander misjudged it. It is going to be a double. Swing and a miss on the fastball. Let's try this big curveball. Nice! Really should have thrown out Ward at third, but hey, an out's an out. Zach Neto is hitting 8th in this lineup. That is certainly a choice. But so far he hasn't done too much. The fastball is not impressing me. But grounded to Bichette, and we are out of the 8th. Yariel does his job. Vlad Guerrero leads off the top of the 9th. 255. His average has gone down. He is out in front of that one, and he is going to have to return to first. That was a little bit of a brain fart. I'm not sure why I was digging for second on that, but it's a single for Vladdy. If he can hit one out here, this would be a legendary episode for Santander. That 3-home run game was one of the most fun performances I've ever been able to create in this game. Down the middle, it is sent to the warning track. Come on. Okay, it's actually Soler in center field with Joe Adell in right field. Mike Trout is not in the lineup. He must be hurt. Bo Bichette, 2 for 3. Perfect line out. Come on. That's baseball. Brock Burke's getting real lucky. That one's hit high in the air. And it's not going to do anything. I think Yariel is going to stay in this game for now. If I see any signs of vulnerability, Jeff Hoffman's coming in. But I do want to save him for the most high-leverage situations, of course. Jack Caglione has been called up by the Royals. So MLB The Show mirroring reality there. The slider is just not really a competitive pitch. It has a lot of break, but it just doesn't look like a strike really at any point. And that one was in the zone. Santander, oh, come on. That was a terrible play from him. And that is going to lead. That's a terrible throw. It's away at the dugout, and somehow Adele has to stay at second base. I am just as befuddled as you are watching that. Stumbling over my words and all. That is just terrible defense from Santander. Obviously not his strength. I don't know. I don't know if Yariel should be in this spot. That's a good splitter. I might have to rely on that. Sinkers and splitters. Ground out to Guerrero as Adele advances to third. That's the first time in a long time that the track ball indicator has really come back to bite me. It definitely makes things a little bit more challenging, which I'm not sure if I want to keep it that way. Typically, I find it to be fun to have to think a little bit more on defense instead of seeing exactly where the ball is going to go. But yeah, when you have a player who has a really low fielding rating, stuff like that happens. Okay, so not sure what the best way to go about this is. That one was hit pretty hard foul. I'm going with Jeff Hoffman here. I don't know if it's the best decision, but he's fully fresh. Not too often in real life you see pitchers coming into the game on a non-0-0 count. But here is Jeff Hoffman, after Rodriguez already spotted him a strike. I feel like that should be a strategy in real-life baseball. I'm not sure why managers don't do that. I feel like that would make it way easier for the pitcher coming in. Slider in, fought off. Splitter is in the dirt and taken. Let's go fastball down and away. Back to the splitter now. In the dirt again. I wouldn't mind walking him here, but let's at least try to get him to swing and miss. Slider, down and in. Swing and a miss, he got him. He is not happy. And that was a beautiful pitch from Jeff Hoffman. He should be ejected. Get him out of there. Nolan Shonwell now has earned the 3 spot in this Angels lineup. Ready for that fastball. A little too ready. Oh boy. Can Santander get there? Can he make up for it? He can! Way to go, Tony Taters. We remain tied heading into the ninth. And here is Kenley Jansen, nearing the end of a Hall of Fame career. Wait, hold on. Do we have Alejandro Kirk on second base? That is unacceptable. I am not letting that happen. Clement is the fastest player we have on the bench. Can we get another Springer dinger here in a clutch situation? Oof. Oh, no, I didn't want to swing there. Jansen still got it. Alan Roden, do I trust him in this spot? He's hitting 290. Ben Joyce is warming up in the bullpen. Would prefer not to see him. Ooh, that's a great piece of hitting. It will drop. Do we test? Soler. We score. Ernie Clement is safe. Alan Roden comes through against Kenley Jansen in the 10th. Way to do it, Rook. Just got to get that ghost runner across. And that's exactly what we did. Varsho's got to swing for the fences here. No, he didn't go. Good take. 3-1 count. Jimenez on deck. Ooh, blew the cutter by him. That is upstairs. Cold-blooded take from Varsho. Jansen has struggled to find the strike zone. Oh, that is ripped into right field. We can tag up. A productive out. Was really hoping that would carry all the way to the wall. Michael Stefanik, fresh off of a call-up. 0-2. Got a contact swing here. And it's gonna go past the third baseman. Everyone can advance, or can they? I guess not. But we get an extra run. I'm okay with that base running risk there. And now Ernie Clement will come out for the backup catcher, Tyler Heineman. All right, now Hoffman pitching with a 2-run lead. Hoffman doesn't really have overpowering stuff. He really is just very accurate with his pitches and good at limiting really bad innings or really hard hit balls. Ideally, I'd want a little bit more of a flamethrower at closer. Obviously, Hoffman was an 8th inning guy last year for the Phillies and now is transitioning to a closer role. I don't mind that, but I would like to bolster our pitching staff if we really want this team to compete, as we issue a leadoff walk to Soler. Mike Trout was getting an off day here, and he's going to insert into the game as a pinch runner. Not sure why you wouldn't pinch hit him, but okay. Hoffman missing with some of his sliders. Missed with the fastball. Do we try the slider one more time? Not a great spot. No! Is that going to tie this ball game? Varsho chases it down. Pick the ball up, man! Tie game. Hoffman blows the save. Or I'm not sure if it is a blown save because he did enter the game while it was still tied. His ERA is up to 6 now. Not a good sign. Yeah, I don't believe it is a blown save. Dickie Lovelady will warm up. Alright, if Hoffman can't get this out here, he does. His energy is already halfway depleted. So I guess we're going to have to put in Lovelady. I feel like I really should have had Sandlin warming up here, but hey, I made my decision already. Don't like that pitch one bit. 91-mile-per-hour fastball. It's a little bit better there with the sinker. Grounded to Guerrero, he's got it. And Lovelady covers first. Thankfully, Zach Neto has nothing but 2 strikeouts and a groundout. Just gotta get out of this. It's really hard to win an extra innings on the road. It's much easier at home. Slider in is grounded to Jimenez. Out number 3. And we head to inning number 11. And it's Ben Joyce time. I do not like the idea of facing Ben Joyce with an opposite-handed hitter, or a same-handed hitter, excuse me, on an empty stomach. I'm late on the 93-mile-per-hour sinker. Just wait until I see the 103 fastball. 86 on the cutter. Vladdy should have destroyed that. Alright, he's probably giving me the fastball here. He does. Cutter gets him flailing. Can Santander be the hero? That is through the 3-4 hole. And I probably should have sent him. I swear, if we're not able to get a single run across, I'm going to regret not sending. Bichette to left center, right center, excuse me. Everyone will advance. Oh, come on. But Bichette does give us a run. Yeah, sorry guys. Base running in MLB The Show while also doing live commentary might be a little much for me, but I'll get used to it. Hopefully by the playoffs. Tyler Heineman, this is my first time taking an at-bat with him, and it's against Ben Joyce. That is grounded through the middle, and I guess it's not going to matter. We get 2 runs. Ben Joyce hasn't had his best stuff today. Angel Perdomo. Alright, time to start thinking about another pitcher. Nick Sandlin is not fresh. It's either him or Ryan Burr. I guess I'll warm them both up. I'll put in Burr first, even though his ERA is much worse. And if he gives up 1 run, I'll put in Sandlin. But for now, George Springer, looking for his first hit of the day. And will he get it? It's stopped by the second baseman, and Springer beats it out. Alan Roden already came through earlier. Can he do it again? Against the lefty. That is a really interesting delivery. He is very vertical. And I'm having a hard time with it. 2 good takes even the count. And we're full. Runners can leave early. And it's a walk. Bases loaded in the 11th. Down 0-2. I love that Jaws sound effect that the Angel Stadium plays. That is ripped foul. And he watches. Strike 3 at the knees. If we blow 2 2-run leads in extra innings, I'm going to be so mad. Ryan Burr with a chance to get his ERA down. Facing Joe Adell first. And he is going to tie this game on 1 pitch. Come on! Can we catch a break? I'm just speechless right now. Can't even throw 1 pitch just to get ahead in the count. It's a center cut fastball. That one also didn't go where I wanted it to. Santander is under it. Didn't know what I was getting into heading into this game. Bichette spears that one. 2 outs. Nolan Shonwell 0 for 5. Hoping for 0 for 6. Yeah, I don't know if I trust Ryan Burr. This is just a tough situation with one of our relievers injured. I gotta start learning to always make sure I have a full pitching staff. Varsho is gonna have to range for this one, and he's there. And we are going to 12. Perdomo remains in the game and continues to be quite wild. And that is a great jump for out number 1. Michael Stefanik now getting the 2-hole in this game. Fly it into center. And we are not going to be able to advance on that. If Vladdy doesn't do something here, this might be the end. No! That's pretty much the ball game. Nick Sandlin will try to somehow keep this game alive for us. I'm not even sure if it's worth it for us at this point. Our bullpen is completely depleted, and of course Mike Trout is going to walk us off. He entered the game as a pinch runner. I believe it was already extra innings by that point. He was supposed to have a day off, and somehow the game just kept going on and on. I already knew it was bad news when I saw we had to face Mike Trout. 2 home runs, first pitch home runs, have been a theme in this episode. It worked for us and it worked against us. I guess we're even now. What a weird episode it's been. The switch to live commentary, incredible statistical feats by Springer and Santander, and a crushing loss here. And we're back over 500 with this 6-1 win over Seattle. Chris Bassett with a gem here, 1 run in 7 innings. Oh yeah, it's Blue Jays weekend in Seattle. I definitely want to play one of these games. Yeah, I'm definitely not getting through the whole month of May. We'll simulate this game, we'll see if we have to jump in. Bottom 10. Home team down by 1. Jeff Hoffman with another save opportunity for the Blue Jays. One of the more unique rivalries in baseball, with the Mariners being one of the closest teams to Canada. You get a lot of Vancouver residents traveling down to Seattle for Blue Jays weekend.
0-1.
And they have a chance to see their team win here 2 days in a row.
1-1.
Jeff Hoffman is really tired, but our entire bullpen is tired. 1-2 to Luke Raley. We know he crushes lefties, or righties, excuse me. Not happy about that one. Yeah, Hoffman's tired. What do we do here? Wish I could call up a pitcher in the middle of a game. That'd be nice. Guess I just gotta rely on the splitter. I feel like it's the least dangerous pitch to throw. That was hit hard by Tellez. Dylan Moore. Man, it feels weird to go up against my favorite players. The Mariners are my favorite team, with the Blue Jays probably being my second favorite team. Lately, I've been getting more interested in the Mets. And that's going to tie this ball game, I assume. 4-4, bottom 10. Dylan Moore comes through for the Mariners. Yeah, I don't know if I can justify having Hoffman in this ball game still. I mean, do I go with Yariel again? He did his job, unlike Ryan Burr. Yeah, we're going to put him in right now. 2.55 ERA and a solid strikeout rate for Yariel Rodriguez. He's supposed to be a long reliever for us, as he has, I believe, 55 stamina. But lately, we've been having to use him in some pretty high leverage situations. That wasn't the plan, but he's been playing well. So he's earned his spot here. Victor Robles with a chance to walk off the Blue Jays. Good fastball on the edge. Splitter gets the swing and miss. Let's tunnel that with the curveball. Now the slider is into the gap. That's the ball game. Just a brutal stretch for the Blue Jays. Not exactly surprising, though, with our depleted bullpen. Maybe it's not even that they're depleted. Maybe they're just not very good. Hoffman has 3 losses already. Might have to be looking at a new closer already. Finally, Jimmy Garcia is no longer injured. Let's take a look at this bullpen and see if I need to do anything. Rodriguez has pitched quite a few innings and has done so very well. So honestly, I'm going to move him up to a middle relief role, and I'll move Brendan Little to the long relief. And honestly, I think I want Chad Green to be our closer for now. I want to ride the hot hand, and Green certainly has it with a .79 whip and more than a strikeout per inning. Hopefully Jeff Hoffman can find his footing back in his usual 8th inning role. Ultimately, I don't feel like our bullpen has been that bad. They've just been really stretched to their breaking point lately. And maybe I should look at calling somebody up from AAA. Josh Walker is on the 40-man, and he has been very good so far with the Buffalo Bisons. Eric Swanson as well, although his whip is much higher. Josh Walker is actually closing games at the AAA level, 12 saves, and only 1 blown. Yeah, I really like Josh Walker here. Plus, he's a lefty. We could use some more lefties in the staff outside of just Dickie Lovelady. So Josh Walker is going to be called up. And I think I am going to be sending down Ryan Burr. Wait, how many options? Ryan Burr doesn't have any options used. He has been honestly dreadful in his first 2 innings. Obviously, a very small sample size. I feel like I should give him more time. Maybe he'll have another chance some other time down the road. Oh, unfortunately, I can't change Richard Lovelady's name to Dickie myself. There's no option for me to do it. I guess we'll just have to keep calling him that. Anyway, we are 20-20, right at 500, which should be average, but in this stacked division, it is the worst in the AL East. I had a feeling this might happen, as the Blue Jays just really aren't quite a complete roster yet. They have some strengths, but they really have some weaknesses. And I didn't know that the pitching was going to be this shaky. I mean, we have the 26th highest rated pitching staff in baseball. And lately, it's really been looking like it. Okay, we're already well over an hour in this episode. I think I'm going to have to cut it off, unfortunately. Gotta love me saying I want to simulate a month and then only getting through, like, what, 5 games? We started at 17 and 18. We're now 20 and 20. Still, I think the action here in this episode was very compelling, very exciting. And next episode, I will get to simulating quite a bit more. I'm realizing now that video pacing with live commentary is a whole different battle than post-commentary. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Be sure to subscribe and turn post notifications on if you want to stay updated with my channel. And of course, leave a like on the video and a comment with some feedback. Have a good rest of your day. I'll see you soon.